The Last Woodsman by Dominick Daniel and Colton Dennis. After years of research, Dr. Barbara Stanwyck gathers her team of recruits to help her find the legendary Bigfoot. Will she make the discovery of a lifetime? Or are legends meant not to be discovered? Chapter 1. Bitterroot National Forest. A campfire appears crackling. Number 1 appears throwing pieces of wood into the campfire. There, how does that feel? Asked number 1. Better. I'm still a little cold though, said woman number 1. Do you want my jacket? Asked number 1. No, but I know another thing I want, said woman number 1. Kissing number 1. Well, all I can say is, I think I just got colder, but I know an even better way to stay warm, said number 1, taking off his jacket, then his shirt. Woman number 1 takes off her shirt, then her bra. The bra gets thrown. Number 1 kisses woman number 1's breasts, then slowly goes down her body. Woman number 1 moans. A loud roar comes from the distance. Woman number 1 sits up. Did you hear that? Asked woman number 1. I didn't hear anything. Relax, we're the only ones out here. Plus anyway, I'll protect you. Lay back down, babe, said number 1. Woman number 1 lays back down. Number 1 unbuttons woman number 1's pants, then takes them off. Oh, right there. That's the spot. Don't stop, said woman number 1, moaning. You like that? Asked number 1. Yes, said woman number 1 breathlessly, then gasps. Number 1 goes up woman number 1's body, then kisses her. The loud roar gets closer. I heard that, said number 1. What was that? Asked woman number 1. I don't know. Get your clothes on. We're out of here, said number 1. Woman number 1 puts on her pants. And her shirt? Number 1 puts the campfire out. Where's my bra? Asked woman number 1. Over here, I got it, said number 1, walking towards the bra, then grabs it. Trees moving. Oh my God, said woman number 1. What? Asked number 1, looking at woman number 1. Woman number 1 points. Number 1 turns around. A dark hairy figure appears in the trees, then stares at number 1. Run. Come on, said woman number 1. I don't want to startle it. I'm gonna slowly back up. All right, big fellow, said number 1, slowly walking backwards. The dark hairy figure starts growling. It's working. Keep it up, said woman number 1. A cell phone starts rings. The dark hairy figure roars. Shit. And quat, run, and quat, yelled number 1. Both number 1 and woman number 1 start running. The dark hairy figure chases both number 1 and woman number 1. It's catching up, said woman number 1. Just keep running, said number 1. Woman number 1 trips. Number 1 kneels next to woman number 1. My ankle, said woman number 1. The dark hairy figure roars. Both number 1 and woman number 1 scream. A gun fires. The dark hairy figure runs away. Both number 1 and woman number 1 turn around. Ralph Shane appears holding a rifle. Are you two all right? Both number 1 and woman number 1 nod their heads. Let's get out of here before it decides to come back, said Ralph. All three start running. A truck appears driving. What was that? Asked woman number 1. People say it's a monster or just a regular person, said Ralph. That thing was too big to be a person, said number 1. Well, around here, people call him and quat, Bigfoot, and quat, said Ralph. But he's just a legend, said woman number 1. Not anymore, said Ralph. What are you doing here? Asked man number 1. I live in a cabin out here. Plus, I'm a hunter, said Ralph. I don't know how to thank you, said woman number 1. Being alive is good enough for me. The truck pulls up, then stops. The doors open, then shut. Get inside, quickly. All 3 running inside the cabin. Tomorrow morning, I'll drive you into town. You could relax, you're safe now. I got a guest room that you can use, said Ralph. I don't know how to repay you, said number 1. By getting a good night's sleep, then getting into town. Tomorrow, said Ralph. The sun rises. The truck appears driving. A town appears. The truck stops, then turns off. The doors open, then shut. Hey, I want to thank you again. Here's $20, said number 1, handing money. Keep it. I told you what my reward was. Getting you into town alive, were? Good, said Ralph. How about I buy you breakfast? Asked number 1. I won't say no to a free breakfast, said Ralph. All 3 are walking into a diner. A van appears driving. Parks, then turns off. The doors open. All right, we stop here for breakfast, then start the search for him. He's out there somewhere, said Barbara Stanwyck, appearing with Dale Morgan, Sabina Greenstreet, Raleigh Gardiner, and Salvador Zechariah Sakal. All 5 walk into the diner. So, how are we gonna find him? Asked Raleigh. We need to find someone who knows these woods, said Barbara. How may I help you? Asked employee number 1. Yes, we'll have 5 omelets, please, said Barbara. Coming right up, said employee number 1. Oh, one more thing. Can you tell me if anyone knows the Bitterroot National Forest well? Asked Barbara. Yeah, his name is Ralph Shane, said employee number 1. Can you tell me where I can find him? Asked Barbara. He's at the booth over there, said employee number 1. Thank you, said Barbara. Want us to come along? Asked Sabina. No, I got this. You guys find a place to sit. Barbara walks towards the booth, then stops next to it. Excuse me, I heard you know the woods pretty well, said Barbara. Sort of, said number 2. Well, could you take me to the Bitterroot National Forest? Asked Barbara. I'll do anything for you, babe, said number 2. I also heard you've seen it before too, said Barbara. I've seen a lot of them, and I like what I see, said number 2. So, when would be a good start? Asked Barbara. Whenever you're ready, said number 2. One more thing. I heard you have an impressive weaponry. Can I see it? Asked Barbara. In here? Asked number 2. Wherever you're comfortable, said Barbara. Sit down. Barbara sits in the booth. Check this out, said number 2, unzipping his pants. Oh my God, you're also a sicko, said Barbara, slapping number 2, then standing up. Number 2 grabs Barbara's arm. What the hell's wrong with you, lady? Asked number 2. Barbara spits into number 2's face. Number 2 makes fist, then goes to punch Barbara. A hand grabs number 2's fist. Number 2 looks, then gets punched. Leave the lady alone, said Ralph. She started it. She came on to me, said number 2. I did not. I heard you can take me into the Bitterroot National Forest because you knew the woods. But you're just a creep, Mr. Shane, said Barbara. Ralph looks at Barbara. You're looking for Ralph Shane? Asked Ralph. Yeah, and he's a creep, said Barbara. Fuck you, bitch, said number 2, walking out of the diner. I guess I will need another person to take us into Bitterroot National Forest, said Barbara. I know my way around these woods, said Ralph. Really? Wait, you're not a creep like him, are you? Asked Barbara. No, said Ralph. Thanks. I'm Dr. Barbara Stanwyck, said Barbara, extending her hand. Well, this is awkward, said Ralph. Why is it awkward? Asked Barbara. Because I'm the actual guy you're looking for, said Ralph. Mr. Shane. Ralph nods his head. I'm so sorry, someone said, and quat. He was you, and quat, said Barbara. No worries, everyone wants to be me. And a lot of people don't, said Ralph. I heard you've seen him before, is it true? Asked Barbara. Bigfoot? Yes, I've seen him, said Ralph. When was the last time you saw him? Asked Barbara. Last night, said Ralph. Did he do anything? Asked Barbara. Yeah, he tried attacking a young couple. But I saved them, said Ralph. You didn't hurt him, did you? Asked Barbara. I winged him, said Ralph. And quat. You winged him, and quat. What does that mean? Asked Barbara. I shot him in his arm, said Ralph. Can you take me and my team into the woods? Asked Barbara. Depends, said Ralph. How much will it cost? Asked Barbara. I don't want money. Money isn't everything, you know, said Ralph. Then, how do you take people up there? Asked Barbara. Cautiously, said Ralph. Will you take us? Asked Barbara. Yes, I'll take you, said Ralph. Thank you so much. I'll tell my team, said Barbara, walking towards all four of them. Ralph walks towards a different booth, then grabs his jacket. I want to thank you for breakfast, said Ralph. Thanks for saving us, said number 1. Yep, take care of yourselves. And if you do plan on going back into the woods, use this, said Ralph, taking a belt off with a handgun, then laying it onto the table. Oh, we can't take that, said woman number 1. Better have a weapon than no weapon at all. Especially against a beast, said Ralph. I'll pay you for it. I need to give you something, said number 1. You being alive is something. Life is precious, remember that. Now, I suggest you leave this town, find a home, then start your lives together, said Ralph. Thank you, we'll never forget this, said number 1. Of course not. Take care of yourselves, kid. You too, sweetheart, said Ralph, walking away. Then outside. Mr. Shane, this is my team. Dale Morgan, Sabina Greenstreet, Raleigh Gardiner and Salvador Zachariah Sakal, said Barbara. But people call me and Quat, SZ and Quat, for short, said Salvador Zachariah. Guys, this is Mr. Shane, said Barbara. Call me Ralph. I hate when people use Mr. Shane, said Ralph. All right, Ralph. Lead the way to Bitterroot National Forest, said Barbara. Before we go there, I need to stop at my cabin first, said Ralph. Of course, said Barbara. Follow me, said Ralph, walking towards his truck. All right, let's get into the van. Stay with him. I don't want to get lost, said Barbara. Of course. This ain't my first time driving, said Dale. I know, Dale. I just don't want to be lost in the woods, said Barbara. No worries, Barbara. Just sit back and relax, said Dale. A horn honks. There he goes, said Barbara. The truck drives away. The van follows behind the truck. Look at the view, said Raleigh. It's amazing, said Sabina. It's like something I've never seen before, said Salvador Zachariah, recording on his cell phone. He's turning, said Barbara. You've got to chill out, said Dale. I'll chill when we get what we need, said Barbara. You think we're gonna find him? Asked Dale. I don't think I know, said Barbara. You said that at the last spot. What makes this spot so certain? Asked Dale. We got a tracker of the area. We didn't have that before, said Barbara. True. I guess we might have a chance in finding Bigfoot, said Dale. That's the spirit, said Barbara. The cabin appears. Both the truck and the van pull up, stop, then turn off. The doors open. Welcome to my home. Grab whatever you need, then come inside, said Ralph, walking into the cabin. Get the gear, guys. I'll be right back, said Barbara, walking towards the cabin. Keys are jingling. The front door unlocks, then opens. Come on in, Dr. Stanwyck, said Ralph. Both Barbara and Ralph walk inside the cabin. Nice cabin, said Barbara. Thanks. Beer? Asked Ralph. It's 10:30 in the morning, said Barbara. I guess I'm drinking alone, said Ralph. Are you an alcoholic, Ralph? Asked Barbara. Only when I'm nervous, said Ralph. Does it happen a lot? Asked Barbara. No, not until I'm. Ralph looks at Barbara. Never mind, said Ralph. No, tell me, said Barbara. It's silly, but it happens when I'm around women I'm attracted to. Don't tell the others, said Ralph, winking at Barbara. Barbara smiles. Your secret is safe with me, Ralph, said Barbara, walking away. Chapter 2. Footsteps are walking. We got the equipment. Dale looks at Barbara. Why are you smiling? So big? Asked Dale. No reason, said Barbara, looking back at the cabin. Did you two kiss? Asked Dale. No. But I found out something interesting, said Barbara. Oh, you like him, right? Asked Dale. Well, he's cute, but don't you think he's odd though? Asked Barbara. What? A man who lives in the woods by himself, defending his territory. Sounds familiar, huh? Asked Dale. Barbara smiles. Mind if I ask him to dinner? Asked Barbara. Doc, we broke up over a year ago. I don't mind at all. Hell, even Bigfoot doesn't mind. And you had a relationship with him longer, said Dale. Thank Dale. You're a sweet guy, said Barbara. Sweet is just a curse for me. Now, help me with this, said Dale. All five are carrying equipment into the cabin. Ralph, where should we set up? So, it's not in your way? Asked Barbara. We could collapse these tables, then you could set up there. Is that big enough? Asked Ralph. Yeah, that'll do, said Barbara. The tables are being folded up. Equipment is being pulled out of different bags. You got a lot of equipment, said Ralph. Well, if you're looking for Bigfoot, you need to do it right, said Barbara. This stuff looks really expensive too, said Ralph. It is, said Barbara. What this? Asked Ralph, picking up a device. It's a tracker. It can sense movement, said Barbara. Neat item. What about this? Asked Ralph. It's an infrared tracker, said Barbara. Infrared. Ain't that like a heat tracker? Asked Ralph. Yes, it senses heat from anything. Reproducing it, said Barbara, typing on the keyboard. All right, the computers are on, said Raleigh. Good. What would I do without a tech nerd like you? Asked Barbara. You'd probably have trouble plugging it in, said Raleigh. Ha ha ha. Funny, said Barbara. A case opens. Salvador Zachariah pulls out a few cameras. All right. Time to set these up, said Salvador Zachariah. Where are you setting them up? Asked Ralph. We need to go into the woods. Find good spots, then put them up in the trees, said Salvador Zachariah. Sabina, the map. Sabina pulls out a map, then unfolds it. All right. Ralph, you know this area. Where is a good place to set up the cameras? Asked Barbara. Right here is where I saw him first. It's a little field. There are no trees, but a few bushes to hide cameras. Another place is right here. That's a little valley. Place a camera high enough. You'll see everything from below, said Ralph. What about where you saw him last? Asked Barbara. We could try. But I doubt he'll ever go there again, said Ralph. Why not? Asked Barbara. It's close enough to the road. He was only there to chase that couple out of the forest, said Ralph. But he could return to that spot, said Barbara. Maybe, said Ralph. All right, Sabina and Raleigh head to the little field. Dale and I will head to the valley. SZ head to the place where Ralph saw him last. You don't mind going with him? Asked Barbara. Of course not, as long as we get back here before nightfall, said Ralph. Why? Asked Dale. That's when he comes out, said Ralph. We're not afraid of him, said Salvador Zachariah. You should be. During the daytime, it's safe, but once night comes, it's his territory, said Ralph. Well, let's get moving then. We don't want to piss off Bigfoot, said Raleigh. Wait, before we go out there, does anyone know how to use a gun? Asked Ralph. Whoa, no weapons, said Barbara. If you go out into these woods without a weapon, that's suicide, said Ralph. We can't kill him, said Barbara. Doctor, if you had a choice between your life and his, who'd you choose? I already know whose life Bigfoot would choose, said Ralph. I know how to use one, said Salvador Zachariah. Either of you two know how? Asked Ralph. Sabina nods her head. Ralph looks at both Barbara and Dale. I'm not taking a gun, said Barbara. I will, said Dale. Dale, said Barbara. It's just for protection, said Dale. The guns are cocking then being handed. Use your ammunition sparingly until you get back. Be careful out there, said Ralph. Chapter 3. Both Raleigh and Sabina appear walking. Here's the place, said Sabina. Now just to find a good hiding spot for the camera, said Raleigh. Over here seems like a good spot. It'll cover the field, said Sabina. Raleigh presses the record button. Is it on? Asked Raleigh. Sabina looks at the mini screen then sees herself. Yeah, it's recording, said Sabina. All right, in you go little guy. Record Bigfoot for us, said Raleigh. All right, let's get back, said Sabina. Raleigh zips up her backpack, puts it onto her shoulder then looks. Sabina, over here, said Raleigh. Come on, Raleigh, no detours, said Sabina. Raleigh walks, stops then kneels. Sabina, come here, said Raleigh. What is it? Asked Sabina. Look at this, said Raleigh. Sabina sees a footprint. Geez, look at the size of that footprint, said Sabina. I don't think this is a regular Bigfoot we're trying to find, said Raleigh. I'm thinking the same thing. Take a picture of it. We'll bring it back and show Barbara. Maybe she'll figure it out, said Sabina. Raleigh pulls out her camera then takes a picture of the footprint. Footsteps are walking. Is this the spot you saw him? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yes. Salvador Zachariah pulls out an infrared tracker then looks around. What are you doing? Asked Ralph. Just seeing if it's clear, said Salvador Zachariah. So far, asked Ralph. It's clear. Let's find a place for the camera, said Salvador Zachariah. This looks like a good spot, said Ralph. Maybe we should go a little further, said Salvador Zachariah. All right. A little further, said Ralph. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah continue walking. There's a good spot. Here, hold this, While I climb the tree, said Salvador Zachariah. Be careful, said Ralph. Salvador Zachariah climbs up a tree, pulls out a camera, then places it. All right, I got it, said Salvador Zachariah. Come on, down, said Ralph. Salvador Zachariah climbs down the tree. A branch breaks. Salvador Zachariah falls onto the ground, then he groans. Ow, that hurt, said Salvador Zachariah. Are you all right? Asked Ralph. Yeah, I'm fine. Salvador Zachariah slowly sits up, then looks at the infrared tracker. Ralph, said Salvador Zachariah. Ralph looks at the infrared tracker. A figure appears on the infrared tracker. Wow! Look at this view, said Barbara. Yeah, it's beautiful. Ralph was right about this place. You can see everything from here, said Dale. All right, let's set the camera up. Can you climb up that? Asked Barbara. Yeah, said Dale, taking off his jacket, then grabbing the camera. Be careful, said Barbara. Ain't I always? Just keep an eye out, said Dale, climbing up the tree. Barbara is watching Dale. Dale places the camera. A twig snaps. Barbara turns around. Dale, do you see anything from up there? Asked Barbara. Dale looks around. No. Why? Is there something down there? Asked Dale. No. I heard something, said Barbara. I'm coming down. Stay where you are, said Dale, climbing down the tree. Another twig snaps. Barbara turns around again. Dale steps onto the ground. I heard it again, said Barbara. A faint beeping sound comes from the device. What's that? Asked Dale. The movement tracker. Barbara pulls out the device. The beeping sound continues. He's out here with us, said Barbara, looking at Dale. Chapter 5. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah continue staring at the infrared tracker. What is it? Asked Salvador Zachariah. What do you think? Let's get out of here, said Ralph. Wait, this is why we came here, said Salvador Zachariah, starting to walk. Ralph grabs Salvador Zachariah's arm. What do you think you're doing? Asked Ralph. I want to see it, said Salvador Zachariah. Do you know what happens if you approach it? It'll kill you, said Ralph. You've got a gun to protect us. We'll be fine, said Salvador Zachariah. Ralph sighs. Do as I say and stay close, said Ralph. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah are slowly walking. The figure on the infrared tracker moves. It's moving, said Salvador Zachariah. We should get back, said Ralph. Why don't we follow him? Asked Salvador Zachariah. I don't want to get attacked, said Ralph. But if we follow him, we'll discover his home, said Salvador Zachariah. We need to leave before he attacks us, said Ralph. I'm following him, said Salvador Zachariah. No, you're not. We need to stay together, said Ralph. I'm going with or without you, said Salvador Zachariah, walking away. Damn it. Wait up. Ralph approaches Salvador Zachariah. Like I said. And quat. Stay behind me and do as I say. And quat. I don't need you dying under my protection, said Ralph. See, I knew you'd come along, said Salvador Zachariah. I just don't need your team thinking I left you alone. Do you still see him? Asked Ralph. Salvador Zachariah looks at the infrared tracker. This way, it looks like he's heading up the mountain, said Salvador Zachariah. It's gonna take us all night to get up there. We need to head back, because once night falls, we're screwed, said Ralph. Why are we screwed? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Because it can see very well and we can't. And I'm not shooting at anything that I can't see, said Ralph. I'm still gonna keep on going. If you're afraid, go back, said Salvador Zachariah. I'm not afraid. I'm just concerned about your well-being. And anyway, listen. If he's heading up the mountain, we'll find it. Now let's head back and we'll come back in the morning, said Ralph. But, said Salvador Zachariah, being interrupted. We know where it's heading. Now let's get back before the others get worried, said Ralph. All right, but we'll go in the morning? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yes, said Ralph. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah are walking away. The cabin appears. Raleigh appears typing on the keyboard. Sabina appears reading a book. The front door opens. Both Barbara and Dale walk into the cabin. Where's SZ and Ralph? Asked Barbara. Not back yet. But look what we found, said Raleigh. Both Barbara and Dale look at the picture of the footprint. That's a big footprint. Where do you find it? Asked Barbara. At that spot where we set up the camera, said Raleigh. Good, good. Let's see what SZ and Ralph found when they get back, said Barbara. So, we could relax until they get here? Asked Dale. Looks like it, said Sabina. A grinding sound comes from the wall. What's that? Asked Raleigh. I don't know, it's coming from outside, said Barbara. A loud bang comes from the side of the cabin wall. All four scream. Chapter 6. What the hell was that? Asked Sabina. I don't know, but whatever it is, it sounds big, said Barbara. Footsteps are walking around the cabin, then towards the front door. The door, said Dale. All four run towards the front door. The front door opens. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah appear. All four sigh. Are you guys all right? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Now we are. Did you two see anything? Asked Barbara. No. Why? Asked Ralph. We heard scratching and a banging noise on this wall, said Raleigh. You guys stay here. I'll check it out, said Ralph. I'm coming too, said Barbara. Me too, said Dale. Be careful, said Sabina. We're only going around the cabin. Are you two ready? Both Barbara and Dale nod their heads. Let's go, said Ralph. All three are walking outside of the cabin. The front door shuts. Footsteps are walking. Got anything on that? Dale asked Barbara. Nothing, said Dale. Continues turning the infrared tracker. Same here, said Barbara, raising the movement tracker. All three turn the corner of the cabin. Ralph looks around. Nothing is out here, said Ralph. Want to bet? Asked Dale. All three looking at the side of the cabin wall. Scratch marks appear on the side of the cabin wall. Jesus Christ, said Ralph. A roaring sound comes from the distance. Bigfoot, said Barbara. Let's get back inside. Guys, said Ralph. But what about Bigfoot? Asked Barbara. You can't discover him if you're dead, said Ralph. Barbara. He's right. Let's get inside, said Dale. All three run inside of the cabin. The front door shuts, then locks. What was that roaring? Asked Raleigh. Only one thing. Now, no one goes outside until daylight. Does everyone understand? Asked Ralph. Yes, said all five of them. Did you find anything out there? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yeah, scratch makes, said Barbara. Ralph, has he ever come this close to your cabin? Asked Dale. No. This is the first time. We must be disturbing something, said Ralph. Us. It could be us. For going into his territory, said Barbara. That could be the reason. We won't find answers tonight. You guys get some sleep. I'll take the first watch, said Ralph. All four appear sleeping. Ralph appears sitting next to the window. Barbara approaches. Ralph. Anything? Asked Barbara. Not yet. Couldn't sleep. Asked Ralph. After that incident, would you be able to? Asked Barbara. Guess not, said Ralph. So, were you ever married? Asked Barbara. What? Why would you ask me that question? Asked Ralph. Just trying to think about something else, said Barbara. No, I'm not married. But I was once, said Ralph. What happened? You grew apart? Asked Barbara. No, she was killed, said Ralph. I'm sorry to hear that, said Barbara. Thank you, said Ralph. May I ask how she died? Asked Barbara. Me. Her and my 2 daughters went for a hike. We stopped to eat, then we heard a noise, said Ralph. What kind of noise? Asked Barbara. A roar, so we decided to turn back. My youngest ran into the woods. I went to find her. She, said Ralph, stopping. She what? Asked Barbara. She ran into the beast. I saw it run away, then found my youngest daughter's body laying on the ground. As I made my way back to my wife and oldest daughter, there was this scream from their direction. When I finally got to where they were both dead, said Ralph. It was him, wasn't it? Bigfoot? Asked Barbara. The sun rises. Ralph appears sleeping in a chair. A hand taps Ralph's shoulder. Ralph gets startled, then looks up. It's only me, said Salvador Zachariah. Sorry about that. It's morning? Asked Ralph. Yep, said Salvador Zachariah. Where are the others? Asked Ralph. Raleigh and Sabina are checking the footage to see if they caught anything. And Barbara and Dale are taking pictures of the scratch marks, said Salvador Zachariah. Ralph stands up, walks into the kitchen, grabs a glass, then turns on the faucet. Water fills the glass. The faucet turns off. Ralph takes a drink. At least we survived last night, said Ralph. So, are we still going? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Going where? Asked Ralph. Remember last night, when we followed him? And you said, and quat? We'll go in the morning, and quat? Said Salvador Zachariah. You really want to go up the mountain? Asked Ralph. Hey, if you don't want to go, I'll take the others, said Salvador Zachariah. No, I'll go. I keep promises. Give me a few minutes, then we'll head out, said Ralph. Want me to see if they want to come? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Go ahead, said Ralph, walking away. Barbara takes a few pictures of the scratch marks on the side of the cabin wall, then looks at the camera. These are coming out really good. I can't wait to show everyone, said Barbara. Don't you think people are gonna think these are fake? Asked Dale. Who cares what people think? Just as long as we know the truth, said Barbara. Both Ralph and Salvador Zachariah are approaching. Hey, are you going somewhere? Asked Dale. Last night, we were following something. It was heading up the mountain. Sal wants to climb the mountain to check it out. If you want it, join us, you can, said Ralph. Yeah, we'll come. I've got enough pictures, said Barbara. What about Raleigh and Sabina? Asked Dale. They're gonna stay here to continue their research, said Salvador Zachariah. All right, let us grab our stuff. Then we'll be right out, said Barbara. Take your time, said Ralph. Both Barbara and Dale are walking away. Ralph watches Barbara walking away, then looks at Salvador Zachariah. Salvador Zachariah is smiling. You know, she likes You too, said Salvador Zachariah. I don't know what you mean, said Ralph. Oh, come on, I might be young, but I know when two people like each other, said Salvador Zachariah. Barbara grabs her backpack. Dale approaches Barbara. Ready? Asked Dale. Yep, said Barbara. So, did you talk to him? Asked Dale. To who? Asked Barbara. Don't act stupid, said Dale. No, I didn't talk to Ralph. We're working, Dale, said Barbara. Never stopped you before? Maybe this hike will change your mind, said Dale. Knock it off, said Barbara. Footsteps are running, then stopping next to the doorway. Guys, you need to see this, said Sabina. All three are running. Did you catch something? Asked Barbara. Rally, said Sabina. All right, pay attention, said Rally. The footage is playing. All four are watching the video. A figure walks past the camera. Bigfoot, said Barbara. It's not done, said Rally. All four continue watching the video. Camera being grabbed. Bigfoot appears on camera. The camera goes static. He's smart, said Barbara. Too smart. We may have to be careful now, said Dale. We will. Thanks for showing us. Keep up the good work, said Barbara. Will do, said Rally. Salvador Zachariah walks into the cabin. Are you two ready? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yeah, we're ready. See you guys when we get back, said Barbara. Yep. Be careful out there, said Sabina. Ralph is waiting outside of the cabin. A twig snaps. Ralph looks, points his rifle, then slowly walks towards the bushes. The bushes move. Huh, said Ralph, looking around. Footsteps are approaching. Ralph quickly turns around, then points his rifle. Dale moves the barrel of the rifle. Whoa! Trying to kill me? Asked Dale. Sorry, I heard something in the bushes, but I didn't see anything. Then when I heard footsteps from behind, I thought something was sneaking up on me, said Ralph. Could have been an animal, said Dale. Probably. So, are you three ready? Asked Ralph. Yep. Lead the way, said Barbara. All four start walking away. Sabina sees all four of them walking into the woods, goes towards Rally, then starts massaging his shoulders. Sabina, we're supposed to be watching the footage, said Rally. We've been working too much. Don't you think we need a break? Asked Sabina. Barbara will be pissed if we don't finish this, said Rally. Don't think about work. Concentrate on the massage I'm giving you. Rally moans. You're very tense. Try to relax, said Sabina, shutting the laptop, turning the chair around, then sitting onto Rally's lap. Rally kisses Sabina. A figure walks past the window. Footsteps are walking. Where did you guys see him? Asked Barbara. Right around the spot where we put the camera. We followed it for a while, said Ralph. Why do you call him and quat it and quat? Asked Barbara. If there was a murderer, most people call them monsters. And to me, a monster is called in and quat it and quat, not a person. That's what this is, a monster, said Ralph. Is that why you never left the cabin? Staying away from the town? Asked Barbara. I'm not leaving my cabin until I kill it. I don't care how long it takes. This way, said Ralph. All four stop at a rock wall. Now what? Asked Dale. Doesn't look like there's a way up, said Barbara. There is. We follow that path up. Then we need to climb some rocks. I hope you guys can climb, said Ralph. All four walk up a path, then stop. A pile of rocks appear. Geez, said Barbara. Let's get climbing, said Ralph. All four start climbing up the rocks, get to the top, then see a cave. Chapter 7. Are you sure this is where he lives? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yes, remember last night when we followed him? This is where he was heading, said Ralph. Let's go inside. Dale, get the flashlights, said Barbara. Dale unzips his backpack, pulls out 4 flashlights, then hands them to all 3 of them. Make sure they work, said Dale. The flashlights turn on. Yep, said Ralph. Let's get in there, said Barbara, starting to walk. Ralph grabs Barbara's arm. Hold on, Doc. You can't just run inside. We don't know where it is, what's in there, and if there's any holes in the cave floor, said Ralph. Yeah, you can't just run into a cave, said Salvador Zachariah. All right, you lead the way, said Barbara. Stay behind me at all times. And don't run off, said Ralph. All 4 walk into the cave. The flashlights are shining. This place is creepy, said Dale. It looks like a place where he'd live, said Barbara. Salvador Zachariah stops. Barbara, look at this, said Salvador Zachariah. The flashlights are shining onto the cave wall. Scratch marks appear on the cave wall. He does live here, said Barbara. The rifle cocks. Let's keep moving, said Ralph. You're not gonna kill him, said Barbara. I didn't bring this just to show it off. Plus, you heard my story. I'm killing it whether you like it or not, said Ralph. Barbara grabs the handgun from Dale, then points it at Ralph. I won't let you kill my work. Once we show people he's alive, we'll be rich, said Barbara. What is with you people and money? Everything isn't about money, said Ralph. I can't believe I liked you. But things usually work out for me, said Barbara. Doc, what are you doing? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Protecting my investment, said Barbara. Barbara, lower the gun, said Dale. I don't think so. Move over here, Ralph. You're gonna help me capture him alive. Bigfoot appears behind Barbara. Ralph raises his rifle. Don't do it, said Barbara. A growling sound comes from behind Barbara. Barbara's eyes widen, then she slowly turns around. Bigfoot growls. Barbara, don't move. I'm coming towards you, said Ralph, slowly walking towards Barbara, then moves her behind himself. Bigfoot continues growling. Both Barbara and Ralph are slowly walking backwards. Careful. You too, said Dale. Salvador Zachariah pulls out a camera, then takes a picture of Bigfoot. The flash of the camera goes off. Bigfoot steps backwards, then growls. And quat, run, and quat, yelled Ralph. All 4 run out of the cave. Bigfoot chases all 4 of them. All 4 stop at the cliff. We need to climb down, said Salvador Zachariah. Hurry, I'll cover you, said Ralph, pointing his rifle. All 3 start climbing down. Ralph continuously points his rifle at the cave. A growling sound comes from inside the cave. Bigfoot appears, then roars. The rifle fires. Bigfoot gets shot in his shoulder, then knocks the rifle out of Ralph's hands. The rifle slides towards the edge of the cliff. Ralph pulls out a knife, then swings it. Bigfoot gets cut, then growls. Ralph swings the knife again. Bigfoot grabs Ralph's arm with the knife, grabs his throat, then lifts him off of the ground. Ralph is gasping. And quat, Ralph, and quat, yelled Barbara. Bigfoot looks down, then throws Ralph. Ralph goes into the rock wall of the cave. He groans, then sees his rifle. Bigfoot goes to climb down. The rifle fires. Bigfoot gets shot in his back, then looks at Ralph. Ralph is pointing his rifle. Bigfoot growls, then starts to walk towards Ralph. The rifle continuously fires. Bigfoot continuously gets shot, then falls off of the cliff. A thudding sound. Ralph looks down. All three look up at Ralph. Ralph climbs down, then gets to the ground. Are you guys all right? Asked Ralph. Yeah, you? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Yeah, said Ralph. I can't believe you killed it, said Barbara. Doc, it was either it or you. Let's get back. Sorry about your investment, said Ralph. Sorry I pointed a gun at you, said Barbara. Don't worry. It's not the first time someone's done that, said Ralph. Wait, before we go, let's take a picture of it, said Salvador Zachariah. We could do that when we come back, said Ralph. What if animals come to eat him? Better now than a chewed carcass, said Salvador Zachariah. He's right, no one will believe us, said Barbara. All right, hurry up, said Ralph. Salvador Zachariah takes a few pictures of Bigfoot's carcass. All right, I got it, said Salvador Zachariah. All four start walking away. Footsteps are walking towards Bigfoot's body, rolling it onto its back, whining, then roaring loudly. The roar echoes. Chapter 8. All three are walking. Ralph looks back. Ralph, are you all right? Asked Barbara. Did you hear that? Asked Ralph. Hear what? Asked Dale. I heard a roar, said Ralph. You don't think it's still alive? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Not sure. I'm going to check it out. Stay here, said Ralph. You think it's wise to leave us here? Asked Barbara. All right, stay behind me, said Ralph. All four are walking back, then getting to the rock wall. Where's the body? Asked Dale. He's still alive, said Barbara. It's not alive, said Ralph. Then where's the body? He didn't just get up and walk away, especially after that fall, said Barbara. Something carried it away, said Ralph. It'd have to be a big person to carry that body away, said Dale. Not a person, another one, said Ralph. Another Bigfoot, you don't think that? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Well, it has to be, because these look familiar, said Ralph, pointing. All three look at the ground. Footprints appear. That's the same size as the one in the picture Sabina showed us, said Dale. We better get back to the cabin, said Ralph. Yeah, and tell Raleigh and Sabina, said Barbara. We better step on it, said Ralph. Why? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Because these footprints are heading towards the cabin, said Ralph. Oh God, said Barbara. All four start running. Let's hope we get there first, said Dale. The cabin appears. Moaning comes from inside of the bedroom. Oh my, yes, right there. Sabina moans. Don't stop, said Sabina. Yeah, that's the spot, said Raleigh. Uh-huh, said Sabina, continuing to moan. A figure walks past the bedroom window. Raleigh looks at the bedroom window. Sabina turns Raleigh's head. Sorry, I thought I saw something, said Raleigh. Keep going. I'm almost there. Raleigh lowers his head. Sabina moans louder. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm coming, said Sabina, breathing heavily. Raleigh kisses Sabina. You taste good, said Raleigh. Thank you. I guess we should get dressed before they get back, said Sabina. Yeah, said Raleigh. I'm gonna take a shower. You get dressed and continue looking for footage, said Sabina. Sounds good, said Raleigh, kissing Sabina's shoulder, her neck, then her lips. All right, get dressed, said Sabina, walking into the bathroom. Raleigh moves the blanket, stands up, then puts on his pants. A creaking sound comes from the distance. Raleigh walks towards the bedroom window, sees nothing, then walks away. Bigfoot looks through the bedroom window, sees Raleigh, then growls. The shower turns on. Sabina steps into the shower, then closes the curtain. Raleigh walks down the staircase, walks into the kitchen, opens the refrigerator door, grabs a beer, then shuts it. Footsteps are approaching the computer. Raleigh pushes a button. The video is playing. Another creaking sound comes from the distance. Raleigh walks towards the living room window. The creaking sound continues. What the hell is that noise? Raleigh puts down the beer, grabs the handgun, then walks towards the front door. The front door opens. Raleigh walks onto the porch. Doc, SZ, Dale, guys? Is that you? The creaking noise comes from the distance. Raleigh lowers the handgun, then smiles. It's just the wind. Raleigh walks back inside the cabin, closes the front door, then turns around. Bigfoot appears, then growls. Holy shit, said Raleigh, raising the hand gun. Bigfoot knocks the handgun out of Raleigh's hands, grabs him by his throat, then lifts him off of the floor. Raleigh is gasping for air. Bigfoot puts Raleigh up against the cabin wall, then tightens its grip. Raleigh is struggling. A cracking sound. Bigfoot lets go of Raleigh. Raleigh falls onto the floor. Bigfoot hears the shower running, then walks upstairs. Sabina is bathing herself, grabs the shampoo, then washes her hair. The bathroom door creaks open. Raleigh, is that you? Sabina moves the curtain, then sees the bathroom door open. Raleigh, damn it. Sabina closes the curtain, turns around, then rinses the shampoo out of her hair. A shadow appears on the curtain, then approaches the shower. Bigfoot appears over the rail. Sabina washes her face, opens her eyes, then sees a shadow on the wall. Raleigh, is that you? A growling comes from behind Sabina. Sabina gulps, turns around, then screams. Bigfoot growls, then reaches for Sabina. Sabina ducks down. Get away from me. Bigfoot continues reaching for Sabina, steps backwards, then breaks rail off. Sabina grabs the shampoo bottle. Bigfoot goes to grab Sabina. Sabina squirts some shampoo into Bigfoot's face. Bigfoot growls, then wipes off his face. Sabina runs out of the bathroom, into the hallway, then down the staircase. Raleigh, we need to leave. Sabina sees Raleigh's body laying on the floor. Raleigh, no, said Sabina. Footsteps are walking. Sabina turns around. Bigfoot appears. Sabina runs out the front door. Bigfoot runs towards Sabina, grabs her, then pulls her back into the cabin. Sabina screams. The front door shuts. Footsteps are running. Ralph stops, then looks at a two-way. What's wrong? Asked Barbara. This way heads to the cabin. But the tracks lead that way, said Ralph. So, he's not going to the cabin, said Salvador Zachariah. You three head towards the cabin. I'll follow these and see where they head, said Ralph. I'll come with you, said Barbara. No, I don't need you to get hurt, said Ralph. But you need someone to watch your back, said Barbara. I got something watching my back. The rifle cocks. You guys just get back to the cabin and warn Raleigh and Sabina, said Ralph. No problem, said Dale. You still got that gun I gave you? Asked Ralph. Right here, said Barbara, showing the handgun. Give me that. Watch where you point it, said Dale. Sorry, said Barbara. I'll be back soon, said Ralph. Let's go, said Salvador Zachariah. Both Dale and Salvador Zachariah are walking away. Ralph goes to walk Barbara grabs Ralph's arm. Be careful, said Barbara. You too, said Ralph. Barbara kisses Ralph. Come back to me, said Barbara. I will. You better hurry, said Ralph. Barbara follows behind both Dale and Salvador Zachariah. Ralph smiles, then follows the footprints. Barbara stops, then turns around. Doc, come on, said Dale. Are you sure we should let him go alone? Asked Barbara. He'll be fine. He knows more about this place than we do. Now, let's get back, said Dale. I can't leave him out here by himself, said Barbara. Doc, we need to warn Raleigh and Sabina before something bad happens to them. I know you care about him. He cares for you too, but to make him happy, he needs to know you're safe. So, let's go, said Salvador Zachariah. You're right. Let's get to the cabin, said Barbara. Dale looks at Salvador Zachariah. What? Asked Salvador Zachariah. You know, you surprise me sometimes, said Dale. How? Asked Salvador Zachariah. You become more mature every place we go to. I'm proud of you, said Dale. Thanks, Dale, said Salvador Zachariah. Hey, you guys said, and quat. Let's go, and quat. So, now I'm gonna say it. Let's go, said Barbara. Sorry, Doc, said Salvador Zachariah. Let's just hope that Raleigh and Sabina are all right, said Dale. They will be, said Barbara. Footsteps are walking. Ralph is following the footprints. A twig snaps. Ralph points the rifle, then looks around. The rifle gets lowered. Ralph continues following the footprints. They stop here, said Ralph. Help, said Sabina. Ralph looks up, then sees Sabina behind a tree all bloodied. Sabina, how'd you get here and what happened? Asked Ralph. Bigfoot, said Sabina. Where's Raleigh? Asked Ralph. Dead. He's dead, said Sabina, crying. We need to get you back, said Ralph. I won't make it. I'm bleeding badly, said Sabina. Don't say that. You're gonna be fine. Where's Bigfoot? Asked Ralph. I don't know. Maybe the cabin, said Sabina. Shit, we need to get back there. Barbara, Dale and Sal are heading there now, said Ralph, grabbing Sabina. Sabina groans. I can't move, said Sabina. I don't know what to do, said Ralph. Leave me, said Sabina. I can't leave you, said Ralph. It's not your choice. It's mine. Go save the others, said Sabina. I'm sorry, Sabina, said Ralph. Wait. Do it, said Sabina. Do what? Asked Ralph. You know, said Sabina. I can't do that, said Ralph. Don't let me suffer, Ralph, please. It's my choice, not yours, said Sabina. Ralph lowers his head, cocks the rifle, then points it at Sabina. I'm sorry again, Sabina, said Ralph. The rifle fires. Ralph vomits, looks back at the tree, then wipes his mouth. Sabina's body is laying on the ground. Ralph stands up, then runs. Footsteps are walking. Barbara continuously looks back. What's wrong? Asked Dale. Did you hear gunfire? Asked Barbara. Yeah, in that direction, said Dale. Maybe Ralph found him, said Salvador Zachariah. But why only one shot? It took more for the first. Bigfoot, said Barbara. Maybe he got him in his head, said that's why there was only one shot. Let's Get back to the cabin. We're almost there, said Salvador Zachariah. Barbara, Sal's right. We need to tell Sabina and Raleigh what's going on. Ralph's fine. He's probably heading back right now, said Dale. Yeah, you're right. Let's get to the cabin, said Barbara. All three continue walking. The cabin appears. We're back, said Dale. All three walk towards the cabin. Salvador Zachariah stops, then sees footprints. Both Barbara and Dale walk into the cabin. Geez, look at this place. It's destroyed, said Barbara. Our equipment is destroyed, said Dale. And Quat, Raleigh, and Quat, Sabina, and Quat. Where the hell are they? Asked Barbara. Maybe they got away, said Dale. Hopefully. Let's clean this place up. Grab that end of the couch. 1, 2, 3. Both. Barbara and Dale lift the couch. Barbara sees Raleigh's body. Raleigh, put the couch down. The couch gets set down. Raleigh, said Barbara, touching Raleigh's body. Is he? Asked Dale. Yeah, he's dead, said Barbara. Well, maybe Sabina got away, and Raleigh saved her, said Dale. We'll go with that. Hey, where's SZ? Asked Barbara. He was right behind us. Dale walks outside. And Quat, SZ, and Quat, Sal, and Quat, yelled Dale, walking back inside the cabin. Well, asked Barbara. He's not out there, said Dale. Where could he be? Asked Barbara. Salvador Zachariah goes through the living room window. Chapter 9. Oh my God, Sal, said Barbara. Dale feels Salvador Zachariah's pulse. His pulse is weak. But he's alive, said Dale. A growling sound comes from outside. Dale, we have a problem, said Barbara. Both Barbara and Dale look out the broken living room window, then see Bigfoot. Shit, said Dale. What do we do? Asked Barbara. Dale pulls out the handgun. Hide and take Sal with you, said Dale. No, you can't do this, said Barbara. I don't care if I die, just as long as you're safe, said Dale. Dale, said Barbara. Hide, said Dale. Barbara helps Salvador Zachariah stand up, then walks away. Bigfoot growls. Dale cocks the handgun, runs towards Bigfoot, then fires it. Bigfoot groans. The handgun clicks. Dale looks at the handgun, then throws it at Bigfoot. Bigfoot roars. Dale runs towards the cabin. Bigfoot hits Dale. Dale goes flying into the cabin, then groans. Bigfoot walks into the cabin, then towards Dale. Dale slowly crawls, he groans, then looks at his left leg. A table leg appears through Dale's left leg. Bigfoot growls. Dale looks up at Bigfoot. Bigfoot grabs Dale by his throat, then lifts him off of the floor. Dale is struggling, then spits into Bigfoot's face. Bigfoot growls. A cracking sound. Dale's body falls to the floor. Bigfoot growls, then looks around. Footsteps are walking past the closet. Both Barbara and Salvador Zachariah appear inside of the closet. Salvador Zachariah groans. Sal, shush, whispered Barbara. What's happening? Asked Salvador Zachariah. Bigfoot's here, whispered Barbara. Where's Dale? Whispered Salvador Zachariah. Trying to stall him, whispered Barbara. Bigfoot continues walking around, stops, then sniffs. The closet door appears. Both Barbara and Salvador Zachariah look at the closet door. A creaking sound comes from outside of the closet door. What's it doing? Whispered Salvador Zachariah. I don't know. Let's just hope he doesn't find us, whispered Barbara. The closet door opens. Bigfoot doesn't see anything, then shuts the closet door. Footsteps are walking. I don't think he knows where we are, whispered Salvador Zachariah. Let's keep it that way. For now, said Barbara. The sound of glass breaking? What the hell's he doing now? Whispered Salvador Zachariah. I don't know. Stay here. I'll find out, whispered Barbara. Are you sure about that? Whispered Salvador Zachariah. I'll be fine. Just don't come out, whispered Barbara. Footsteps are running. Ralph stops at the front door of the cabin, sees footprints, then follows them. And Quat, Dale, and Quat, Sal, and Quat, Barbara, and Quat, guys, and Quat, yelled Ralph. Bigfoot looks back, sees Ralph, then growls. I'll be right back, whispered Barbara. Ralph is yelling. Is that Ralph? Whispered Salvador Zachariah. Yes. Oh God. Stay here. I'll go get him, whispered Barbara. Be careful, whispered Salvador Zachariah. Always am, when it's clear. I'll come back for you, whispered Barbara. You better, whispered Salvador Zachariah. The closet door opens. Barbara looks down the hallway, walks out of the closet, then shuts the door. Ralph is walking on the side of the cabin. Barbara looks out the window, then taps onto it. Ralph looks up at Barbara. Barbara, where's the others? Asked Ralph. I can't hear you, said Barbara. What? Asked Ralph. Both Barbara's and Ralph's mouths are moving. Ralph points up. Barbara tries opening the window. It's stuck, said Barbara. Stay there then, said Ralph. What? Asked Barbara. Ralph sighs, points at Barbara, then holds out his palm. Barbara nods her head, looks at the woods, then sees Bigfoot in them. Ralph, said Barbara, banging onto the window. Ralph looks up at Barbara again. Barbara points. A growling sound comes from behind Ralph. Ralph slowly turns around. Bigfoot is staring at Ralph. You're a big boy, aren't you? Asked Ralph. Bigfoot continues growling. Ralph points the rifle. Bigfoot knocks the rifle out of Ralph's hands. The rifle lands next to a tree. Ralph punches Bigfoot's stomach. Bigfoot hits Ralph. Ralph falls onto the ground, then pulls out a knife. The knife gets swung. Bigfoot's legs are being cut. Then it hits Ralph. Ralph goes into the cabin wall. He groans, then drops the knife. Bigfoot growls. Ralph looks up at Bigfoot, then he laughs. Bigfoot grabs Ralph by his throat, lifts him off of the ground, then pins him against the cabin wall. Ralph continuously struggles. Bigfoot leans towards Ralph. Die. You will, said Bigfoot. Ralph stares at Bigfoot in shock. Bigfoot growls. The rifle fires. Bigfoot gets shot, then looks at Barbara. Barbara appears holding the rifle. Drop him, said Barbara. Bigfoot growls, drops Ralph, then walks towards Barbara. No, said Ralph, coughing. Bigfoot steps in front of Barbara. Leave us alone, said Barbara. Bigfoot growls, then goes to grab Barbara. Ralph jumps onto Bigfoot's back, then jams the knife into it. Bigfoot growls, then shakes Ralph off of his back. Ralph, said Barbara. Are you all right? Asked Ralph. Yeah, you? Asked Barbara. I'm fine, said Ralph. Bigfoot pulls the knife out of his back, throws it onto the ground, then roars. Shit, said Barbara. Get inside, Doc, said Ralph. What about you? Asked Barbara. I'll be all right, said Ralph, firing the rifle. Barbara runs into the cabin, then up the staircase. The closet door opens. Sal, come on, said Barbara, helping Salvador Zachariah stand up. Where's Ralph? Asked Salvador Zachariah. He's fine, said Barbara. Both Barbara and Salvador Zachariah start walking down the staircase. Ralph goes through the cabin wall, then he groans. Ralph, said Salvador Zachariah. That hurt, said Ralph. Where'd he go? Asked Barbara. I don't know. It was outside, said Ralph. We need to leave, said Barbara. All three are walking towards the front door. The front door breaks down. All three fall onto the floor. Bigfoot growls. Shit, said Salvador Zachariah. You too, get out of here, said Ralph, firing the rifle. Bigfoot gets shot, growls, then falls onto the floor. You got him, said Barbara. Finally. Let's get out of here, said Ralph. All three are walking out of the cabin. Salvador Zachariah gets to the van. Hey, did you find Sabina? Asked Barbara. Yes, she was bleeding to death and she told me to shoot her. I'm sorry, said Ralph. A growling sound from inside the cabin. Both Barbara and Ralph look at the cabin. Bigfoot appears in the doorway of the cabin, then it roars. Geez, he can't die, can he? Asked Barbara. Get into the van. I got an idea. When I say, fire, said Ralph. What do you mean? Asked Barbara. I'm ending this once and for all, said Ralph. How? Asked Barbara. Just get into the van. Hey, ugly over here, said Ralph, walking. Bigfoot growls. Ralph, said Barbara. Bigfoot looks at Barbara. Hey, over here, not her. Me, you want me, because I killed your child. Bigfoot looks at Ralph. That's right, me. Doc, get into the van. Now, said Ralph. Barbara gets into the van. What's he doing? Asked Salvador Zachariah. I don't know, said Barbara. Keep looking at me, keep looking, said Ralph, firing the rifle. Bigfoot gets shot. Ralph gets into his truck. The truck starts. Bigfoot roars. The truck drives towards Bigfoot, hits him, then goes through the cabin wall. Gas starts leaking. Ralph groans. Bigfoot growls. Ralph pulls out a lighter, lights, then drops it. Chapter 10. The cabin explodes. Holy shit, said Salvador Zachariah. Stay here, said Barbara. Barbara, said Salvador Zachariah. Barbara gets out of the van, then approaches the burning cabin. And quat, Ralph, and quat, Ralph, and quat, yelled Barbara, falling to the ground, then starts crying. The van door opens. Barbara, come on. Nothing could have survived that. Not even Bigfoot. Come on, I need to get to the hospital, said Salvador Zachariah. Barbara stands up, turns around, then starts walking towards the van. Coughing comes from the distance. Both Barbara and Salvador Zachariah look at the cabin. Ralph appears walking from the side of the burning cabin. Barbara runs towards Ralph, then hugs him. Ralph groans. Oh, sorry, are you all right? Asked Barbara. Yeah, said Barbara. How'd you escape? Asked Salvador Zachariah. After I dropped the lighter, I had time to get through the hole in the wall, said Ralph. Bigfoot? Asked Barbara. Dead. Sorry about your investment again, Doc, said Ralph. No worries. I think I got a better one, said Barbara, kissing Ralph. Guys, me, hospital. Now, said Salvador Zachariah. 2 weeks later, Ma number 3 and woman number 2 appear kissing. Ma number 3 runs his hands down woman number 3's leg. Woman number 2 takes off her pants. Ma number 3 puts his hands between woman number 2's legs. Woman number 2 moans. Oh, that's the spot. Don't stop, said woman number 2. Ma number 3 kisses woman number 2's Neck. A roaring sound comes from the distance. Both man number 3 and woman number 2 look around. What the hell was that? Asked man number 3. I don't know and I don't want to find out, said woman number 2, getting dressed. The roaring sound is getting closer. Come on, this way, said number 3. Both man number 3 and woman number 2 start running. Are you sure this way leads to the car? Asked woman number 2. Yeah, I parked it on the edge of the woods, said number 3. A growling sound comes from the distance. Wait, did you hear that? Asked woman number 2. The growling sound continues. Both man number 3 and woman number 2 are walking backwards. Bigfoot appears. Oh my God, said number 3. Bigfoot growls. The sound of guns cocking. Bigfoot looks up. Barbara, Ralph and Salvador Zachariah appear pointing guns. This is why you are only a legend. You, too, duck, said Ralph. Both man number 3 and woman number 2 lay onto the ground. The guns continuously firing. Bigfoot continuously being shot, then falls onto the ground. The end.